Alright, hey everybody out there on YouTube, it's my JBM and Donny here, the Ice Mafia Part 2. So, we wanted to do another video today since we happen to be riding again. And we just did a stop, and, shit, I probably would not say this once. I didn't even think about it. Okay, so we ended up talking to this guy who came over to us, and he was very Bible believer. So, of course, me being me, brought up the Bible and Flat Earth and used scripture, and doggone it, it took less than 10 minutes and had him questioning. Seriously. His name's Mike. He's going to be watching this video. What's up, dude? Great job. As long as I can make you think. If I can make you think, then I can make you check. If you check, you're going to see it. You can't miss it. So, good job. Alright, so Ice Mafia notes, here we go. We were talking about clouds earlier, and I really like that subject because if you look them up in Wikipedia or whatever, how much they weigh, it's like 1,000,000+ pounds. Seriously.
If the water's collected.
Yeah, with water.
My question is if it's that, why can't we put a plane through it and collect water and redistribute on the ground in times of drought?
You know, we probably could. We could probably do that because when you go through a cloud, you're soaked.
Look what they did in Vietnam. They created rainstorms.
Yeah, they did.
Why are we not doing that in times of need?
Well, you know what? They actually are doing that with the HARP system.
Yeah.
You know, the HARP system is that weather control shit.
Yes. Well, HARP also has been, questioned about creating large storms like Katrina and controlling them.
Yes, making them go.
Which is a way to do what?
To
depopulate.
Kill people?
To depopulate.
Yes. The big agenda. That's like the central core agenda. Get rid of as many dudes as they can. And dudettes. Equal opportunity. No discrimination.
But look at the birth rate.
Well, look at this new Zika bullshit. They're coming out with little shrunken heads. They're like, oh yeah, the virus is causing that. The mosquitoes. Yeah, well, who made that virus?
Because we lab created it.
Yeah, totally. We're on to you, Big Pharma. We got your number, buddy.
It's a way to keep them making money.
We're coming for NASA first.
You know, hey,
but we got our eye on you, Big Pharma. We're coming next.
And you know why? It's because they know they're going to lose the war on pot. Absolutely.
Well, the war on pot is really a war on us.
Of course.
The war on drugs is just a war on us. That's all it is.
Some drugs should... it's recreational. Just some people don't know how to do recreational.
Well... I mean, everything in moderation,
addicting.
Right?
It is
as
addicting.
long as you follow that.
But it's addicting. So if there was a way to do your drug and be controlled about it...
I wouldn't say pot is addictive.
No, I'm talking hard.
Other shit. Man-made shit is addictive.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's all pharmaceuticals.
So, you know, Big Pharma thinks that they can take our natural God-given shit that's our medicine and dick around and pull parts out that they think is just the most effective part, and that's the one compound they need, without realizing that the whole thing kind of works together like a synergy, and you need all the other crap that goes with it, all the other stuff around it. It all kind of goes together and makes it work properly, be absorbed right, whatever, you know? They pull out the one compound, oh gee, we're surprised that it's not working.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because we don't have the activator, yeah. But we know about it.
Oh, that made me think of super glue, or like an epoxy. You can put all the epoxy out you want, but if you don't have the other half, the other component, the hardener, it's got a gooey mess forever.
If it can't get hot, it doesn't work.
Yeah, good example. You need both parts,
the parts.
It's like a battery. So, all right. So let's go back. I really want to talk about these clouds. Well, I think that's a pretty hot topic right now. Everybody's looking at these things and wondering what the heck's really going on.
Yeah, but they're pretty.
They are pretty. And they all have flat bottoms.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. But they all have curved tops.
Yeah.
So I kind of think that would maybe allude to the idea of the dome. And you know, when you talk about okay, you know what? We got to take a detour about this dome. Because alright, so listen everybody, if you don't think that we have a dome, if you don't think that we're on a flat, enclosed, stationary Earth, think about this very simple truth, okay? We are pressurized, right? We have a pressure here, all around us.
Yep.
And it's called atmospheres, where we see the pressures change, okay? We know this.
You can go climb a mountain and feel it yourself.
Right. So, the idea of being on a spinning ball with the atmosphere gases being the barrier to keep pressure in, okay, this is the gas, keep pressure in while at the same time blocking the vacuum of space. But we all know, as soon as you pull out the Hoover, gravity starts getting his ass kicked every time. Because he can't hold anything down that you're vacuuming up.
But,
so what's going on in space then?
Think about a vacuum. Is it pulls it up from where it's at,
right,
but it puts it in the collector that ultimately puts it back down.
Alright, so let's look at it, forget the word vacuum, let's look at it from pressures. We're in a high pressure zone, and on the outside of the gases is a low pressure zone. So pressure always wants to equalize, so the high pressure here would be right out there, and we'd like...
Yeah. And
that's
then
it.
But see, it's like going in the ocean. As the deeper you go, the more pressure you exert on yourself.
Yes, I think that works in it.
It's
in the other way, in the other direction.
It's still... It's a plausible force, just like
Definitely.
when you ascend. There's a plausible force. You lose and then you gain.
Yeah.
It's something pushing against you, so... Just saying.
I think the buoyant force really goes into action when you get into deeper pressure.
Of course.
That buoyant, same thing that pulls an apple up even though it's goes to the bottom and then slowly comes up, that buoyant pushing force. Alright. This is a long video.
But, see, you're questioning clouds. You're questioning clouds. But why does ice float?
Ice floats because it's more buoyant than the water.
But why?
Even though it's more dense, I don't know if it's more dense. It might be the same, but... Well, because it's got more buoyant force than the water itself. Because it traps air in there with it.
I know it does.
So that makes it more buoyant than the water.
But think about like what we do for work. You have 300-pound blocks. It's got constant water movement as it's freezing.
Yes.
So it's clear.
Yes.
And while it's clear, it's stripped of what? Oxygen.
I see where you're going with this. Okay, so it has no oxygen in it.
Think about how our cubes freeze. They're freezing so fast with water movement that they're clear.
Okay. Well, what are the components for water? H2O. So there's oxygen already at the molecular level.
Right.
So
but as it melts, does it create more oxygen?
I think as it melts, it may let go of some of its oxygen.
Well, there's your opposable force for a cloud. If a cloud lifts moisture out of the ground due to humidity, convection, all the elements put together to create a cloud, same as an ice cube.
True.
Question that.
Okay. But we still have, that's a valid point. But we've got to look at all the valid points to determine where it's going to really go.
But what is evaporation?
I think that's just a state of changing states. But that's matter-changing states.
But it goes from a liquid to a vapor as it dries.
Yes,
and then you have absorption as an opposable force to convection rising in the water.
I don't know if absorption would be a force.
But it holds it.
It does, but it physically traps it.
Yeah, but over time it will release.
True.
So there's things just taking it longer.
But as a gas.
Which then turns back into a vapor?
Well, the gas,
for your
the
clouds.
vapor...
I'm saying on a small scale for your clouds.
Okay. See, the thing we can't get away from, all this talking about that, we can't escape the basic fact that water vapor, if the cloud was made of water vapor... Oh, nice stop. If the cloud was made of water vapor, then the cloud would have to turn into water as soon as the vapor gets near itself.
Right.
Which we don't see that happen anywhere. And on top of that, if the cloud is big and swollen with water, how can you contain water in a water vapor container? It doesn't make sense. And the container itself doesn't, I think it is a filter.
Well,
and it doesn't get smaller.
But see, when it rains, you smell the sweet smell of the water. Not always, but on a day like today, you would smell it.
And whatever else they've seeded the cloud with.
Right. Which, with wind and everything else, is pollen, dirt, dust, rubber from tires. It's proven that there's rubber on top of skyscrapers in large cities. How does it get there? Wind. well, if it can get there, why is it not getting trapped with moisture on its way up, creating a cloud for rain to redeposit it?
You know, the subject of clouds is a very interesting subject, and it definitely makes for some lively debate and some, you know, interesting points of view, and definitely some interesting, you know, brain pictures.
Of course.
I personally like the subject of clouds. It's one of the things that really got me going when we started learning Flat Earth. But I don't know, just some stuff for you guys to think about. You guys can see what we're talking about, what we're thinking about. Interesting stuff. The truth of this world is not what everybody's showing us. You know, we're not a spinning globe. It's just not possible. The Bible's right, man. Flat Earth is tangible proof of God and creation, as told in the Bible. So, just think about that. I know it's uncomfortable for a lot of people, but it is what it is.
It's just hard to question. What's been pounded in your head since you were a child?
Religion is a method of control. That's it. Just mind control. You know, there's nowhere in the Bible is it mentioned you need to be religious. You know, have a close personal relationship with Jesus. That's what he said out of his mouth. Of course, we got the opposite from the first beast, the Vatican. The Pope himself, just 2015, said, it's a dangerous and reckless thing to try and have a close personal relationship with Jesus. If you want to have a relationship with Jesus, you must come through the Catholic Church and have us mediate it for you. I mean, really, get out of here, dude.
It's a way to control people.
It's totally control. Totally control. So, alright, any closing thoughts? Anything you want to say?
Just question everything.
Definitely question everything. Alright, well, Ice Mafia Part 2, we're out of here. See you guys next time. Like, subscribe. See you guys. Thank you.
Yep.